Hello friends, this video on electric charges and fields part 12 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Please make sure that you have watched all the videos till part 11 before going ahead with part 12. Now we will discuss about continuous charge distribution. As I told you before that charges are discrete in nature, right? According to quantization of charge. But when it is seen from a macroscopic level, then the discrete nature is lost and the charge distribution appears continuous, right? So here we will talk about the different kind of continuous charge distribution. I mean how charges are distributed in a body, and the distribution of, however, charge in itself is discrete in nature, but the distribution of the charges on a body is continuous. So we will see what are the different types of continuous charge distribution. Why I am discussing this because this is going to be useful as we go ahead with different other topics. Because till now we have just covered electric charge and electric force, but we are yet to study about electric field, electric dipole and Gauss law. So there you will have this application. So let us study it beforehand. So what is continuous charge distribution? Extremely closed space charges form continuous charge distribution. As I told you before also, you remember the car example? When the cars, as you go away from that view of the car, the cars appears more closer to each other, right? So when you reach at a very good height, you can just see those 8 cars as a line. Why? Because those cars are extremely closely spaced. That is why we are not able to differentiate them separately as a separate car. So when some charges are very closely spaced, they form a continuous charge distribution, because that time we are not able to distinguish each charge separately. They all are present in cluster, and the entire thing is known as continuous charge distribution. So remember this point, that charge is still discrete. Charge is discrete in nature, that is a standard fact. Just that the distribution is continuous. So when I talk of continuous charge distribution, I talk of charge density. What is charge density? Charge per unit dimension. So what is charge density? Let us suppose if I have charges 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So these are charges which are very closely spaced together. So what do I mean when I say charge density? That means charges present per unit dimension. So if in this area, how closely the charges are placed, that is known as charge density. So when I talk of charge density, there are 3 kinds of charge density. First is linear charge density. Linear charge density, it is generally denoted by lambda. Linear charge density basically talks about the charge distribution. So linear charge density says that the charges present per unit length, right? So here we consider the scenario where the object is a linear object. Let us suppose a rod, right? So the number of charges present per unit length of the rod. So it is generally denoted by lambda, and it is defined as lambda is equal to dq divided by dl, where dq is the number of charges present and dl is the length of the conductor. So we write dq is equal to lambda dl. So let us suppose if this is a very long conductor, if you consider a small portion of the conductor of length dl, then the amount of charge present in this length dl is equal to lambda dl, right? So the next kind of charge density is superficial charge density, which is denoted by sigma. Superficial charge density is nothing but charge per unit area. So dq by dA. Let us suppose if I have a plane sheet, a very long infinite plane sheet. Let us suppose if I consider a small area whose area is dA. So how much is the charge present in this area? Charge dq present in this area is given by sigma into dA, where sigma is the superficial charge density. Similarly, the third type is volumetric charge density, which is denoted by rho. So rho is nothing but charge per unit volume. So dq by dv. Let us suppose instead of a plain sheet, I have a cube, right? So inside the cube, let us suppose if I take a small volume of volume dv. So how much is the charge enclosed in this small volume dv? That is given by dq is equal to rho dv. Right? So these are the various charge densities which we come across. This will be useful when we try to calculate, when we study about electric field, you will have application of these things. So that's why I taught this to you beforehand. Now we will look at the force, electrostatic force in case of a conductor of length L. Thank you. Please visit examfear.com to watch free educational videos, try free online tests, get the best quality study materials, study from the best tutors and mentors, and much more. Thank you once again.